Hello everyone and welcome back to Cozy Cuppa Cafe Devlog. I'm Maple, your friendly guide for the whimsical world of Woodland delights. Today, I'm thrilled to share some exciting updates and spring additions to our Cozy Cafe adventure. So grab a cup of your favorite brew and let's dive right in. Let's talk about the sprucing up to the cafe I've done for the spring season. I've replaced our trusty pumpkins with adorable cactus plants, because let's face it, they're my berry favorite. Plus, I plan to add the ability to change decorations in the future, so I figured I may as well start getting a couple ready for when that comes. There'll be so many fun ways to decorate your cafe, it'll be like your own little cozy corner. I also revamped a couple of the mini-games, and by a couple of them, I mean all two of them, because let's face it, there were only two of them at the time. Let's first take a look at our coffee-making mini-game. I got some really cool advice from people, so I've added a little twist to keep you on your toes. Now when grinding these aromatic coffee beans, you'll need to keep the mouse cursor in place at the turner, or it will stop. But fear not, I've added some helpful visuals to guide you along the way, including a turn icon and a cheerful little bear image to celebrate your success. Next up is my tea-making minigame, which has received a delightful makeover. So now it's no longer just a carbon copy of the coffee minigame. Now there's a little arrow pointing to the tea bag to guide you, and a fun little timing event where you must click the circle as it shrinks down to the dot at the perfect time in order to pour the tea. Get it just right and you'll be rewarded with a sparkling explosion and a happy little bear image. Don't miss the mark and you'll see a little upset bear face. You don't want to make the bear sad, right? So you gotta do your best. So I've completely revamped the fridge mechanic to make ingredient gathering a breeze. Before, you could only pick up just the single thing that was there, the orange juice, but since I knew there was going to be a whole lot more added in, I knew I needed to create an entire UI for it. So now when you click on it, it'll bring up a handy little fridge UI, showcasing all the items you currently have in your fridge. At the moment, we have the milk, orange juice, strawberries, and bananas. The choice is yours. With a click, you can grab your ingredient and it will close the fridge. Eventually, the players will need to actually stock the fridge, picking out which items they want to have in their fridge available to them, and buying them at a little market in the town. But at the moment, since this is still me testing and making things working, I have these ingredients and they're infinite. Now, one of the reasons I needed to get the fridge working better was in order to have access to more ingredients and be allowed to make my smoothie minigame. I think this will be a fun little addition. I have so many minigames planned for this game, but let's take a look at this newest one, shall we? In the smoothie minigame, all you need to do is bring your chosen ingredients to the blender. As you add them, you'll see them actually fill up the blender, and when there's two in there, when next time you interact with the blender, it'll open up the minigame, where you simply need to hold the button, and it'll blend away. Now, if you did a proper recipe, you'll be rewarded with a smoothie. Just like with the coffee maker, you're going to get it filled up a little bit, so you'll be able to serve 3 smoothies at a time. Pretty awesome, hey? However, if you put in something wrong, like let's say I'm going to throw in some orange juice, and let's just toss in some coffee beans in there, and yeah, that's not looking too right. Not looking too right at all. Yep, we have a little bit of a fail mechanic here. I wanted to make sure that if the player puts in the wrong items, it doesn't just go beep, nope, not allowed to. So instead I have it blend up into a big old muddy looking mess. That will then drain off harmlessly and you can continue to play the game. I'm also trying to work on enhancing the visuals of the game. Add a brief little life into our cozy little cafe. I sprinkled in some enchanting dust particles that will float around, adding an extra touch of magic to the atmosphere. It's all about the little details that make our woodland world feel truly alive. Now, as for what's next, I'm diving into creating a proper model for the cafe, complete with layout plans that map out the upgrade path. This is going to be a pretty big cafe with a couple rooms in it, with different mini-games available and different ways to change up the gameplay for the player. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And with this cafe planned out, it'll help me visualize the different stations for each of the mini-games and plan out the future upgrades, as the player starts from one single room with a couple mini-games and a couple ways to do stuff. As they slowly expand and make their cafe bigger and more awesome. At each of the stations where you'll do the different mini-games, you'll also be able to upgrade the individual mini-games. Let's say, for instance, with the coffee mini-game, you start off only able to make 3 cups of coffee at a time, but maybe you can upgrade to be able to hold 5 cups of coffee in your coffee maker. You'll also be able to customize the appearance of these little stations eventually. Find little decor so that your cafe can truly feel your own. It'll be a truly magical destination for our woodland customers. Well, thank you for joining me on this enchanting journey for Cozy Cuppa Cafe's latest update. I can't wait to see you in the next video as we continue to explore and expand our cozy corner of the woods. Until then, may your days be filled with warmth, whimsy, and endless cups of cozy goodness.